Good morning, students. I welcome you in part 6 of chapter Rise of Nationalism in Europe. And today's topic is Age of Revolution. Let's start. The time period from 1830 to 1848 is termed as the Age of Revolutions in Europe because during this period, revolutions occurred in different parts of Europe. The conservatives wanted to consolidate their powers while liberals and nationalists opposed them. During this period, revolutions occurred in Italy, German states, province of Ottoman Empire, Ireland and Poland. This is map of Europe. From 1830 to 1848, revolutions occurred in Italy. Here you can see Italy, the Ottoman Empire. This part was of Ottoman Empire, German states. At that time, these countries were not countries. They were the group of small states. The German states, Ireland, and Poland. In all these parts, revolutions occurred. So the time period from 1830 to 1848 is termed as the Age of Revolutions. In which areas these revolutions occurred? Ireland, German states, Poland, Ottoman Empire, and in Italy. At that time, countries like Italy and Germany were not unified. And these revolutions were led by liberal nationalists. Who were liberal nationalists? The people who demanded freedom from the rule of monarchy, who wanted to make nation states. They were liberal nationalists. The revolutions were led by the liberal nationalists belonging to educated middle class elite. Elite means distinguished group, among whom were professors, school teachers, clerks, and members of the commercial middle classes. Who were the members of the middle class? Professors, school teachers, clerks, and commercial classes. The Age of Revolution. The Age of Revolutions from 1830 to 1848. Now you will learn about some particular countries where these revolutions occurred. First of all, July upheaval in France. July upheaval in France. The first upheaval took place in France in July 1830. The Bourbon kings, who had been restored to power during the conservative reaction after 1815, were now overthrown by liberal revolutionaries. Yes, you know that in France during 1789, the Bourbon dynasty was deposed. The rulers of Bourbon dynasty were deposed. After 1789, in 1815, the Treaty of Vienna was signed, according to which the ruler of Bourbon dynasty was restored to power. In 1789, removed from power. In 1815, restored to power. But in 1830, when revolution occurred in France, again the ruler of Bourbon dynasty was deposed from throne. Deposed means his throne was taken away from him. The July upheaval took place in France in 1830. The ruler of the Bourbon dynasty was deposed and liberal revolutionaries installed a constitutional monarchy with Louis Philippe at its head. Yes, ruler of Bourbon dynasty was deposed, and at his place the liberal revolutionaries installed a constitutional monarchy. Constitutional monarchy means ruled by a king who is guided by a constitution, with Louis Philippe at its head. Then who became the king? Louis Philippe. When Franz Nietzsche's Metternich once remarked, the rest of Europe catches cold. Duke Metternich, who was the Austrian Chancellor, he said that when Franz Nietzsche's the rest of Europe catches cold, means if any event happens in France, then it affects to whole Europe. The July Revolution sparked an uprising in Brussels, which led to Belgium breaking away from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. You know that during the Treaty of Vienna, it was decided that Belgium would be a part of Netherlands. Belgium, Netherlands. But due to July upheaval in France, uprising also started in this part, which led to breaking away of Belgium from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. Second is uprising in Brussels. Uprising in Brussels. By looking at July upheaval in France, uprising started in Brussels, which led to breaking away of Belgium from Netherlands. And third, there was uprising in Greece. Uprising in Greece. An event that mobilized nationalist feelings among the educated elite across Europe was the Greek War of Independence. Greece had been part of the Ottoman Empire since the 15th century. Greece is located here. This is Greece. Greece was under the control of the Ottoman Empire for a long time, from 15th century. You know that this area was covered by Ottoman Empire, and Greece was also part of the Ottoman Empire since 15th century. The growth of revolutionary nationalism in Europe sparked off a struggle for independence amongst the Greeks, which began in 1821. When did the struggle for independence start in Greece? 1821. The nationalists who were living in other parts of other parts of Europe, they also supported Greece. Many nationalists of Greece, they were living in other parts of Europe. They were living outside of Greece. Even then, they supported nationalist feelings in Greece to get independence from the control of the Ottoman Empire. West Europeans who had sympathies for ancient Greek culture, they also supported Greece. Many Western European countries, they had sympathy for Greece because they said that Greece was the cradle of human civilization. Means human civilizations were earlier developed into Greece, and now it was under the control of Ottoman Empire. So they had sympathy for Greece. They also supported to the nationalists of Greece for getting independence. Poets and artists lauded Greece. Lauded means praised. Praised Greece as a cradle of European civilization and mobilized public opinion to support its struggle against a Muslim empire. The English poet Lord Byron organized funds and later went to fight in the war, where he died of fever in 1824. Lord Byron was a poet, but for fighting war, he went to front and there he died due to fever in 1824. Finally, the Treaty of Constantinople of 1832 recognized Greece as independent nation. The struggle for independence started in 1821 and finally it was with the Treaty of Constantinople, which was signed in 1832, according to which Greece was declared as independent nation. In Europe from 1830 to 1848, many revolutions occurred, mainly in France, Belgium, and Greece. So this period is also known as Age of Revolutions. Now the Romantic imagination and national feeling. Feeling of nationalism was developed not only through wars and territorial expansion. Culture also played an important role in developing the feeling of nationalism. And the next heading is Romanticism. What was Romanticism? It was artistic, literary, and intellectual movement. Artistic means through art, literary through literature, and intellectual movement means the scholars decided to develop the feeling of nationalism through art, literature, and intellectual. Romantic artists and poets generally criticized the glorification of reason and science, means they didn't give much importance to reason and science. Instead of it, they gave importance to feelings. They focused on emotions, intuition, feelings, and mystical feelings. Their effort was to create a sense of shared collective heritage, a common cultural past. Instead of science and reasoning, they gave importance to mystical feelings and emotions. They wanted to create a sense of collective heritage so that all the people could feel that they were united and they could start struggle for making nation states. Out of them, one was John Gottfried. He was German philosopher. He claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people, Das Volk. He claimed that if someone had to find German culture, so it could be found among the common people. The common people termed as Das Volk. It was through folk songs, folk poetry, and folk dances that the true spirit of the nation work gist. What is the true spirit of nation referred here? Work gist was popularized. So collecting and recording the forms of folk culture was essential to the project of nation building. So how was the feeling of nationalism developed? By collecting folk culture. Poland was partitioned at the end of the 18th century by great powers Russia, Prussia, and Austria. Poland was partitioned in late 18th century by powers Russia, Prussia, and Austria. But the nationalistic feelings in Poland were kept alive through music and language. Karol Kurpinski celebrated the national struggle through his operas and music, turning folk dances like the Polonaise and Mazurka into nationalist symbols. These scholars, philosophers thought that only by culture they could unite people. They could develop the feeling of nationalism. They could make them feel that all of them part of same culture. So they started to use folk dance, folk song, folk culture as a medium to develop the feeling of common identity. When Poland was occupied by Russia, then Russian language was imposed and Polish language was banned. In 1831, an armed rebellion against Russian rule took place, which was automatically crushed. Many members of the clergy in Poland began to use language as a weapon of national resistance. They said that their mother tongue was Polish. Instead of using Russian language, they started to use Polish language. Polish was used for church gatherings and all religious instructions. As a result, a large number of priests and bishops were put in jail. Here I have written meaning of bishop, clergyman of a high rank. And some went to Siberia by the Russian authorities as a punishment for their refusal to preach in Russian. Russia occupied parts of Poland. That's why Polish language was banned and Russian language was introduced. But people of Poland refused to use Russian language. Using Polish language became a symbol of defiance of the Russian authority. Role of Romanticism in developing the feeling of nationalism. Role of language. Next topic is hunger, hardship and popular revolt. In Europe from 1830 to 1848, at many places revolutions occurred. It was the time of economic hardship. Why was there economic hardship? The first reason was the increasing population. Reasons of economic hardship during 1830s. Which was the first reason? Increasing population. The first half of the 19th century, means from 1801 to 1850, the first half of 19th century saw an enormous increase in the population all over Europe. There was much increase in population during the first half of the 19th century, and increasing population was a problem. Second was mass migration. Many people from rural areas migrated to the urban areas in search of jobs. There was more supply of workers than demand. Workers were more, but employment was less. The mass migration was second problem. Third was industrialization and its impact on the small producers. Industrialization and its impact on small producers. Due to industrialization, the small producers were badly hit. They had to face tough competition from import of cheap machine-made goods from England. In England, goods were produced with the help of machines. They were very cheap. In the industries of England, more goods were produced in less time and their rate was also less. That's why the small producers were badly hit. Next, high food prices. High food prices. In those regions of Europe where the aristocracy still enjoyed power, peasants struggled under the burden of feudal dues and obligations. Means in those parts of Europe where there was rule of aristocracy, peasants had to pay feudal dues and obligations. They had to pay many type of taxes. The rise of food prices or a year of bad harvest led to widespread pauperism in towns and country. What is the meaning of pauperism? State of being a beggar. State of being a beggar. So high food prices was also problem. Next, revolts in different regions. Revolts in different regions. Food shortage and widespread unemployment brought the population of Paris out on the roads. Barricades were erected and Louis Philippe was forced to flee. A National Assembly proclaimed a republic, granted suffrage to all in France, adult males above 21, and granted the right to work. National workshops to provide employment were set up. Due to food shortage and widespread unemployment, the population of many cities like Paris, Silesia came out on the roads. So we can say that there were economic hardships. The first reason for economic hardship was increasing population. Second, mass migration. People migrated from rural areas to urban areas in search of jobs, so cities became overcrowded. Due to industrialization, the small producers were affected because they could not compete with the machine-made goods, who were very cheap. There were high food prices, and due to unemployment and high food prices in many parts of Europe, revolts occurred. People came out on the streets to protest against the rulers. And out of these revolts, one was Silesian Revolt. Silesian Revolt. In many parts, revolt occurred, and out of them one was Silesian Revolt. Silesian weavers' uprising of 1845 was a revolt of peasant weavers. It was a revolt of peasant weavers. And later it was joined by broad peasant masses. Silesian weaver revolt was started by peasant weavers who weave cloth for the contractors, and later they were joined by other peasants. It took place in June in the mountainous district of Silesia, which at that time belonged to Prussia. Weavers in Silesia had led a revolt against contractors who supplied them raw material and gave them orders for finished textiles, but drastically reduced their payments. What was the reason of this revolt? Reduction in payment. So what did they do? A large crowd of weavers in June emerged from their homes and marched in pairs up to the mansion of their contractors, demanding higher wages. They were treated with scorn and threats. Following this, a group of them forced their way into the house, smashed elegant windows, furniture. Another group broke into storehouse and plundered it. The contractor fled with his family to a neighboring village. However, refused to shelter such a person. He returned 24 hours later, having requisitioned the army. In the exchange that followed, 11 weavers were shot. The Silesian weaver revolt was led in the Silesia district, who was at that time part of Prussia. It was started by peasant weavers and later joined by other peasants. They started to attack at the homes of contractors. Due to this reason, many weavers were shot. Students, today you learned about the age of revolution from 1830 to 1848. At three places, revolutions occurred: in France, Brussels, and Greece. Then Romanticism. It was artistic, literary, and intellectual movement which helped to spread the feeling of nationalism. In it, you can also include point of role played by the language in developing the feeling of nationalism. Then there was economic hardship during 1830s in European countries. Why? All these reasons are mentioned. And then Silesian revolt.